Är det för att... jag inte har spelat igång än? Jo, nu! Funkar det? Nu försöker vi igen då och att streama. Och nu så ska det sparas. Jag behöver bara dela streamen till mina vänner innan. Så jag ska bara kanal. Nu har jag mig själv. Nu har jag mig själv. Nu har jag mig själv. Nu har jag mig dubbelt. Så. Så där. Så jag får liksom börja om igen. Vill ni se så är jag live nu. Jag är snart redo. Nej, jag ska inte ha Siri. Nu ska vi se. App. Så. Okej. Så vi får helt enkelt börja om igen. Och ni som var här inne igår, om det var någon, så kommer ni få se samma idag. Så att vi kör på ett nytt game. Nu kollar jag visst på mig själv. Det är inte bra.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Petersville. Dr. Jack Handman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
Det här är fjärde gången jag spelar samma sak nu.
Where did I leave my meds this time?
Ja. Vi skiter i dem och så går vi in och tar lite piller.
Okay, time to pull myself together.
Så.
And get back to work. I need to set the camera
Take
first.
the camera from the storage room. Och jag lovar att...
But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Okej, det var fel håll. Här är storage room.
Now remember, Jack. Don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Så, nu tror jag att jag går till rätt håll. För en gångs skull. Yes,
Hopefully the new
box.
tripod is going to hold up.
Så.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame. This should be
Ta
fine.
bild.
November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Handman. Hello, everyone. welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those, let's start.
Ja.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, on to the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Yes.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years. The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Next.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Och jag kommer antagligen prata över den som pratar. För att jag vet aldrig när han slutar prata.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
Ja, du left the camera here.
There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect voila. Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Får man zooma in, har jag märkt.
Spoiler healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Jag hade för mig att det var någonting på armen här, men det kanske var på nästa arm.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Ah.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite?
Frostbite. Ooh.
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
Find
In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Man går hit och så. Så. Perform the autopsy. det får man. Ja, och så är det censurerat. Jag hade det på ocensurerat innan. Så att när jag skulle streama igår så tänkte jag att det var nog bäst att ha det censurerat.
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Så, magnifying glass.
Which spot first? I
I
can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen.
Okay.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color. It looks like a burn mark, no doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Oh, så fort.
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all. So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Yeah. Vänta nu. Cupboard shift.
First,
Okay.
I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one. So, the head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. Even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. This is of no interest to us. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Put down
We still
the
have one
clipboard.
thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis.
Nu kommer vi till det här roliga! Perform the rigor mortis examination.
Well, we take our deceased by the hand. Gradually we raise it.
Kanske inte behöver ta sån tid. Ja.
Now let it go.
Så!
As you
Det
can
gick
see, the
så
hand
mycket
feels
bättre än
loose.
som
What's the
vanligt.
conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct. Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For
Select
this,
the skull saw
I need
and
an
open the
oscillating saw.
cranium. Okej. Så.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Här får man liksom klicka hela tiden för att hålla sig inom det man ska vara.
After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section. Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Okay.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Yes. Då ska vi inte nudda väggar här igen. Eller vi ska inte nudda väggar överhuvudtaget. För att då blir det rött. Oj.
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Okej, så vi återvänder till kroppis.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Exclude fall as potential cause of death. Då vill vi
Brain's in
det.
good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Okej. Måste bara kolla en liten grej här innan jag fortsätter. Jag hoppas att jag är. Om det är någon i chatten så kan ni ju skriva. För jag blev lite osäker på om jag faktiskt var live eller inte. Ja. Nu vet jag att jag har tryckt på knappen. Jag blev så fundersam på om jag verkligen hade tryckt på knappen. Yes, select the scalpel and begin cutting.
The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Så. Någonstans har jag glömt. Någonstans är det inte. Var någonstans. Nähä.
All right. Now we peel back and separate the skin.
Så. Nej. Så. Så.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
Loppers.
Quite a satisfying crunch. For some, anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs. We can see widespread black and tarry deposits. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Advanced inflammation. Okay. Select the syringe.
The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples. Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it. Left on the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
Yeah.
Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Ja, jag måste gå till Office. Och hämta notebooken.
This old thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Här borta. Jag älskar att jag alltid går fel. Men jag bjuder på det.
Let's get back to the examination. We put all of the samples into the rotor.
Så.
Now we set the appropriate time and speed.
Jag har inte jag måste bara fixa så att min mousepad är avstängd. Så. Nu ska vi se här, jag kommer aldrig ihåg. 15 minuter, 70%.
Okay, let's roll. Oh shit.
Åh nej.
Again. Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration.
Det var inte nu.
Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all. Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart. We remove the organ and examine it closely.
Yeah.
We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death. Now let's take a closer look at the stomach. Size is normal, healthy, pink color. And as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Dissect the stomach at the cutting board. Oh yeah.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end.
Då gäller det inte nudda
I already
väggen.
feel like there's something left inside.
koncentration på hög nivå här.
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Så,
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Lina. Nu får du se grafiska bilder med med kroppar här. Begin trachea analysis.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
Då ska vi kutta.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Ja.
And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Return to the autopsy.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
Not the main cause of death.
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Det betyder kvävning, har jag förstått. As for decide the appropriate manner of death.
And now it's all clear. The
Accident.
death was suffocation. Now, signature.
Åh,
The
så måste vi
mystery
skriva
is
lite här.
solved.
Oui.
But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
Ja.
And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm
Needle?
using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Hallå? Någonstans har jag... Nej.
Beautiful.
Så. I'll leave the body.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Så. Place the body into the fridge and close it.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop
Konstigt när
these
du
samples
tar
off
sina
at the lab on
piller.
the way to the bar.
Nu ska vi head to the car. Om ni som var här igår. Om det var någon som var här igår. Förutom
Uncle
han
Stephen, I don't feel like drinking alone today.
vet vad som... Ja, precis. Just det, jag ska gå här, ja. Mm. Det här är väl hans hallucinationer. Så. Skulle jag tro. Så. Lina, om du är här fortfarande, hur är ljudet för dig på streamen? Så, det var prologen. Nu kommer chapter 1.
Forgive me. What? Fuck. I should take my pills.
Ja, nu är det dags för piller. Och det märker man när man gör så här till exempel. Så är synen rätt blurrig.
So much
Nej,
light
där är.
everywhere. It's a shame this won't help with my hangover.
Ja, nu ringer det också.
The fucking phone.
Nu ser ni att det inte är liksom blurrigt. Nu ska vi...
Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient. Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh. God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home too. How is everything? We haven't talked.
Jag kan skippa det här, men det vill jag inte göra på video eller på stream.
Well, there are good days and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask. Do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Find a photo of Alice and envelope to send to Charlotte. Jag tänker gå direkt till det. Vänta, var det inte här? Nej, det var där.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Det kan...
It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden
Och
in a
sen
drawer.
så ska jag ha ett envelope.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously
Ja,
late.
nu så ska vi posta det här brevet. Så.
I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
Så i spel så ska de alltid bo på högsta våningen av någon anledning. Och jag undrar varför det är så massa grejer här ute. Som en mikrovågsugn till exempel. Det kan ju vara att någon kanske flyttar. Men vi ska ut i alla fall. Och jag kan inte sprinta i det här spelet. Nu ska vi lägga ner kuvertet här.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay, all done here. Time to go.
Så, nu ska vi gå till... Okej. Get in your car.
Damn, I forgot my jacket. Well, I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
Så.
Nice and fresh. At
Nice
least it's
and
peaceful
fresh.
here.
Jag försöker sprinta hela tiden men det går ju inte.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
Good
Has
evening.
Stephen delivered the body? Did he leave it where he usually does? As always, it's a real pleasure talking to you.
If you say so.
Okej, vänta nu. Det är här.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Ja, det kan jag hålla med om.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Så. Det där visste jag inte att man kunde göra. Stänga fönstret. Men nu ska vi checka här.
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
Inspect your muffin.
Birthday.
Förstår inte riktigt. Birthday,
I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday.
Okay. Inspekterat muffinsen.
Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Ja. Wait. Är det här åt? Ja. Sätter vi på dem och så
I need to order another batch of
de
these.
där
I've got to
handskarna.
remember to do that later.
Och set up the camera recorder.
Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder.
Police folder.
Ah, yes, Samantha Barker. Now I remember. There's probably going to be a lot of chatter about this. When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol, and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy. Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Parker for several days. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show. After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death. Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body.
Ja, just det.
And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds.
5 foton.
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion. Yes, I've seen this many times. Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this. Well. There's even more here.
Oh.
A few we will need to look into here.
Pin photos. Så. Perform the autopsy.
Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
Inspect the areas with a magnifying glass. So.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less, as if someone was, undecided. And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured, others still contain fluid residue. Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues.
Där.
The number of bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle. More numerous blisters. We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down. Given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle, or perhaps currently it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating, or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body. Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning. On the neck of the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death.
Då ska vi highlighta lite då.
Examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces. After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests.
Ja.
To be checked in the lab later.
Okej.
A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
UV-lamp. Okej. Vad har hänt med min mus? Säg inte att... Jag tror mina batterier i musen är tagit
UV
slut.
rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head is empty. Torso, empty without marks. The left hand seems to be fine. No marks. Right hand clean. Legs, there's nothing here. Well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
Nu är det dags igen! För det roligaste momentet. Yes.
And we check for rigor mortis.
Nej. Hej, alltså
Again, the hand falls freely. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection.
Då ska vi skalpella upp
I
henne.
dissect the skin of the deceased.
Så, det gick jättebra.
And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue.
Men varför går inte det här nu då? Kom igen! What? Okej. Så.
Now for the ribs.
Så, jag behöver lite loppers. Jag vet inte vad det heter på svenska.
Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe.
Syringe.
Just to be sure, I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out or confirm alcohol poisoning as the cause of death. I'll transfer these to the centrifuge.
Jag måste alltså gå in och hämta notebooken igen. Alltså, jag kunde inte ha lämnat den här.
What was it? 1570? 1075?
Nej.
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
Okay, I need to use the centrifuge. Och in med provrören där.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
Och det är 15 minuter, 70%. Ja.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out.
Är det nu?
The laboratory is already open, so... Fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! The fuses need resetting. Where is he? Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
Jag kom ut igen. Check the breakers in the storeroom. Är det här? Jag kommer inte ihåg om det var här. Och nu kom han. Nu. Jag skulle behöva en minuts paus bara. Min far ringer så att jag måste ta det. Jag kommer tillbaka alldeles strax. Så där, jag har för mig att det är här inne. Det var det kanske inte. Nej, här är det. Hallå, ja.
First the right, and then the left.
First the right, and then the left.
And voila.
Voila.
Oh, for
Jaha, ja.
fuck's sake.
Nu ringer det. Eller igen.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry,
Nu heter han
man.
Steve.
This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge trip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Was... Steven... Was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. They want me on site.
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck.
Calm
down, Jack.
Check the bathroom pill. Ja, jag behöver mina pills igen.
You heard him, Jack. Yes. Nothing's going to happen. Christ. I've got to get back to work.
Ja. Collect the samples. Jesus Christ, säger jag. Och nu var labbet öppet.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor of my own but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Bort med dig.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap.
Hej. Där.
And miraculously, yes, the samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Yes. Då ska vi in i labbet.
All right, let's load this up.
Tar vi den.
I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Take the pipette and set it to draw 5 milliliters of fluid.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
Då ska vi se. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Precisely.
Collect the first sample.
And the next.
And the next. Och här ska det vara 10.
Five more.
Så, set the pipette to drain. Jaha.
We put the prepared sample into the machine.
F.
Let's see what we have here.
Oj.
The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation. I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
Great.
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body.
Exclude
it disturbs
alcohol.
the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First, I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Så.
That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with
Begin
the
at
centrifuge
the
right
liver
now. Now I've
analysis.
removed the liver.
Enter levern.
No lesions.
Okay.
However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result
Close
of the
clipboard.
deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
Då ska vi gå till vågen.
The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
Och då ska vi skära
I'll
lite i
move
den.
on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure. No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside.
Return to autopsy.
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart. Oh. At a glance, we can see
Marked
signs of a
damage
heart attack.
to the head.
The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates. I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs. The last time I saw this kind of
Use
poisoning
the
was a few years ago.
centrifuge.
He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So, he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. And another one.
Då ska vi se.
Until he took the last one.
Då ska vi
That's why it's better to have
change
amnesia drugs in
page.
boxes labeled with the days of the
10
week.
minutes
This sort of thing
and
rarely happens
75.
anymore. Doctors tend to prescribe benzodiazepines.
Han
They are
pratar så
safer,
mycket som han
but still shouldn't be combined with alcohol.
jag inte kan prata. 10. Och 75.
We close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again. It looks like our luck is in.
Okej, då ska vi kollekta då. Om det går. Så.
We can take the samples to the lab now.
Ha. Då ska vi in i labbet igen. Och göra samma sak som förra gången.
2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each.
Så, next. Så det står 12 här.
Well, let's see how much of it we find.
Okej.
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin. Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach.
Då går vi tillbaka då.
The tests showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
Aha. Då ska vi kutta lite i hennes mage också. Oj, nu såg ni att det blev rött. Den är nuddar vid.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises. But not this time. We see remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
Nej.
Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then lungs are normal. No, the deceased's trachea is normal. The deceased's intestine is normal. No clear pathological changes. Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain.
Så, nu ska vi såga lite i huvudet.
I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain. Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. All right. I need to dissect it on a board.
Alright. Cutting board it is.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows?
Man måste ha lite
Maybe the spinal cord has
goggles.
been severed. I need goggles. Alice.
Måste jag gå och ta puls nu igen, eller? Nej.
Saw. I need saw. Oh, I know. I
Go
probably
ask
left it in
quickly
the
where the
basement after its
basement
last
keys.
cleaning.
Ja. Hej.
Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
Sa jag Ridley? Jag menade Ridley.
Why is the key lying at the... never mind. Thank you.
Hey, Hammond, did you hear about the convoy? Well, maybe you'll get a chance to relive your glory days and catch Red Pete again, huh?
Let's hope there won't be a need for that.
Find the key for the basement in social room. Och så mycket som jag letat efter social room så vet
If
jag
only
vart
he could put
det...
that much enthusiasm into his work.
Ja, just det.
I get the feeling that
Den
searching
ligger
for
faktiskt
this
här.
rubbish is Please, may this be the last trip.
Okej, jag vet inte vad enda ny... jag måste ta pills. Annars så... Jag vet inte riktigt vad som händer om jag inte gör det. Så. Och jag försöker fortfarande sprinta fast det inte går. Nu ska vi ut. Och jag fastnar som vanligt bakom dörren.
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath. You're nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest. I'll take the saw. I'll check. Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn red Pete. Will I have again? Will I? If only. Forgot
Jag
this thing
vet
was
inte
standing
riktigt vad
here.
det är han...
It would be easier if I put things away properly.
Jaha! Det är den han skriker åt. Nu fattar jag. Nu ska vi finish the spine examination. Om jag hittar in igen. Hej Ridley.
Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need,
Nu ska
I'll
vi
move
se
on to
här.
revealing the spinal cord.
Här får man liksom klicka. Säger bort. Så. Okej. Här får man trycka in A och mellanslag. Okej, return to the autopsy.
My head.
Oh
can't
god,
get
jag behöver
straight.
ta pills igen.
Pills. Where are my pills?
Jag tog ju nyss piller. Men kan man inte ta med sig dem istället? Alltså det är så irriterande. Så, kan du...
I
Så,
can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded. Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe. At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, that's the way it goes. It isn't the drug, but the dose that makes the poison.
Ja, där nere. Så. Leave the body.
We're done for today. Thank you for your attention.
Så, nu ser vi in med den där i frysen och stänga.
Tiring day.
Tiring
I
day.
can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way.
Nu ska vi till våran bil. Gud, vad... Jag blir helt förvirrad här inne.
A nightcap will do me good. Good night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
Sure.
Okay.
I
Goodbye,
guess there are
Ridley.
actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude.
Så, nu åker vi hem på jobbet.
My whiskey on the rocks when I get home.
Whisky.
So cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Jaså, du glömde ju den. Så. Nähä. All right.
This block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet.
Okej, nu ska vi upp alla trappor igen då. Eftersom hissen inte funkar tydligen. Oj. Missar trappan. Nej.
What? What? What the fuck? But I locked it. I'm sure of it.
Så, nu börjar chapter 2. Och vänta lite, jag ska bara... där tänkte jag hålla er på cliffhanger lite vad som händer. För att jag tänkte avsluta streamen här, det jag tycker är perfekt. Jag vet inte exakt hur länge jag har streamat. Jag har streamat i 1 timme och 19 minuter. Och jag tycker att 2 stycken kapitel, eller en prolog och ett kapitel är bra. Så att jag kommer streama det här igen. Det är ett jättebra spel här. Jag gillar det jättemycket. Och jag hoppas att ni som tittar har tittat på den här och kommer att titta på den tycker att det är ett bra spel också. Så att vi avslutar här, så hörs vi helt enkelt i nästa video eller stream. Och den här kommer att komma upp på YouTube som en VOD i typ morgon eller tisdag. Jag får se. Men hoppas ni har det bra allihopa, så hörs vi. Ha det så bra. Hej då!